I want you to imagine something for me. Imagine you stumble upon a nice little outdoor kiosk. In the kiosk, I was selling a working model rocket. Now, for $100, you could purchase this rocket. However, there's a catch. I told you that the rocket was not actually done, that I needed 3 more months of tinkering before the rocket was ready. Once it was ready, I'd send the rocket to you, and you could use it as much as you like. This rocket in particular could launch into the sky 100 times, and if you order it right now, I'd throw in the blueprint booklet that showed you step by step how I designed it. Now, this seems like a pretty cool investment, right? You put down $100, wait 3 months, and I don't deliver. I post in a forum that I still need a bit more time, or even worse, it's released sooner than we all expected, but once you get it, it didn't work properly. It's full of glitches, only launched once before it could never fly again and turned into an expensive paperweight. Now imagine I make all that money on you and all these other people who invested, and it's 2 years later. I'm now a big business and my model rockets are going for $50. I've ironed out all the bugs and have delivered on all of my promises. Wouldn't that just be the most annoying thing? I mean, here you are, loyal to an idea that turned into the crappiest version of said idea, and you got screwed for being first in line. Now, if this doesn't sound familiar to you, you've had your head in the sand for a very long time, as this has been the state of the AAA video game industry for roughly the past 10 years, and it's annoying to me that so many people are just now catching on to this. If you don't see the connection here, I'm referring to pre-orders. The idea that you spend $60 to $100 to even $200 on a game that hasn't even come out yet. Promises of art books, metal game cases, statues and figures of characters that you don't even know you're gonna like yet, and there's so much hype made about these games that so many of us will jump onto the pre-order only to realize that the game was rushed, the story's the same uninspired puke that we always get just with new faces, it's buggy, plagued with microtransactions that leave the game utterly grindy and not fun to play, and then a year after the game's been released, the developers finally put the work in. They fix the bugs, they remove the grindy microtransactions, it runs better, it has far more content that you don't have to pay for, and it goes on sale. So instead of being $200 for a pre-order, you pay $30 on a Steam sale. Not only that, but the modding community has had enough time with it that you can customize the game to your liking right out of the gate. Why in the hell would anyone buy a game when it first comes out? Now, I do get the reason for some games. Multiplayer games like Battlefield, Call of Duty, and whatever Battle Royale is dominating the papers at the moment have a stronger player base when the game first launches. You can always find a server, and this is a good argument. Or, at the very least, it used to be. Battlefield 1, for example, came out in 2018. It's a game I bought on the Steam sale on October 2021. I've never had issues finding a match, and I have a great time. If a game is good, it's not just gonna die out. I mean, for the love of God, Rocket League came out when I was working at Walmart in 2015, and you can still jump into that game anytime you like. Same with CSGO, Rust, Insurgency, Chivalry, Killing Floor. So the idea that you need to get a game day one or else you're gonna miss the action is a ridiculous idea. And frankly, if a game dies out a year after its release, if nobody is playing it a year after it came out, what does that tell ya? Was it worth all the glitchy, grindy, microtransaction-infested pre-orders? Was it worth it to blow more than quadruple the money that you would have spent had you waited? This is the thing about hype that gets to me. I haven't ever been the type to succumb to hype tactics. It's not that I'm not excited for a game to come out. I was ecstatic when I heard Red Dead 2 was going to come to PC, but you best believe I was not going to get it until I knew it was going to be worth the price, and I even still waited for a Steam sale to pick it up. I would have. One of my subscribers kindly bought it for me because you guys are awesome and I love you all so much. Yes, I do. Point is, Red Dead 2 is absolutely not Red Dead 1. Red Dead 2 is on rails, at least when it came to the story. You have to do what the game instructs you to do. Go here, pick up this gun, shoot this man, and if you fail to follow orders or you try to complete the mission your own way, you have to redo the damn mission. Red Dead 1 was not like this. You had the freedom in Red Dead 1 to complete the mission the way you wanted to, depending on the mission, of course. I spent years in Red Dead 1. Once I beat Red Dead 2, I haven't really played it much, and this is one example for why I won't buy into the pre-order scam. Now, there was one game that I did pre-order, and I even wish that I'd purchased a better package of the pre-order. It was Binding of Isaac Rebirth. This game is amazing to me, and one of the few games that I spent most of my time in. I played the original religiously. I followed the development of Rebirth, and I knew no matter what, I was going to buy this game. Seriously, if I could go back, I would have gotten a pre-order with a tarot deck or an Isaac plushie just to have some sort of evidence that I did pre-order the game. What I'm trying to say here is I understand the feeling. You have this new game coming out, and you know you really want it, so why not get the cool memorabilia? Here's my counter to that. If I wanted Isaac tarot cards and a plushie, I could buy them online anytime for really cheap. There's no shortage of merchandise for these games, and it's even better when you buy them after because then you can pick the character you like the most, the merch you'd actually use. There's just so much with this pre-order BS that doesn't make any sense besides companies knowing that they've got us by the balls feeding into this capitalist mentality. All I really want to say is this. You do whatever you want to do. It's your money and I'm not going to tell you how to spend it. I'm also not going to do the whole industry pity thing where I say, oh, but you're speaking with your wallet. You're showing the industry that it doesn't matter if they screw us over. Fact is, I don't really care. All I mean to offer is a little advice to those out there who keep getting screwed over and can't seem to find the pattern. It's an objective fact that when a game releases, it has less features, less game, tends to be buggy and glitchy, tends to be missing settings, and is filled with multiple in-game currencies and bonus material that you can purchase up to a few months, even years after you've already spent the $200 on the pre-order. If you buy a game a year after, 2 years after even, you'll likely get more content as the devs have filled it in as it's been released. You likely won't have to buy all the DLC because they've started selling definitive editions for half the original price. Generally, the microtransactions are pulled, or at the very least, they're not shoved in your face as much, since the studio is now forcing it down the throats of the players who bought their newest game, and the community that cherished the game has been producing fun mods and fixes to enhance the experience. So, if you catch yourself spending $200 on a pre-order, and a year later you see me happily playing the same game with all the content for $30, don't get mad. Just know that there are some of us out there who still remember what patience is. You may want to Google that word real quick. Patience and common sense was something we had before the internet was so ingrained into our lives. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a model rocket to build, and if you're interested, you can send me $100 to my PayPal, and I'll get it to you in the next few years or so.